That's that. I know it's not the song, but it sounds like that's that. Ah, DJ Lethal, bring Thy-On. Welcome to the channel. I just wanted to come on here and talk about Scream 7. And I want to talk about it with spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie, and you intend to watch it, and you don't want to be spoiled, this is your chance to click off the video. I'll wait 20 seconds before I start talking about Scream 7 with spoilers. Until then, I'll just look at you uncomfortably. Make you highly uncomfortable. Grab my Academy Award from the last thing. Maybe grab Geraldo as well, because he's up there all alone. Geraldo needs to be in more videos. But yes, this is all the mad shit I buy. Okay. So, we're talking spoilers. I'll take off the crown, because I know some of you are like, I do a bit too much gimmicks in these videos, and yes, I know the camera's crooked. I know the camera's crooked. I have a very shitty tripod at the moment, and it's just the best I got. But Scream 7. What did we all think, for those of you who have seen it? And by the way, if you haven't seen it, maybe don't read the comments, because there's going to be spoilers in the comments. I'm not moderating my comments to remove spoilers. What do you all think of it? I think it's a brilliant movie. The opening was brilliant because so often, yep, spoilers begin from here. So often when movies begin, or in the modern world, people turn horrific crime scenes into tourist attractions. So why not do it with the Scream House? And we've seen this sort of thing now of like, that opening was kind of horrific. Like, I was watching it and even that made me uncomfortable. I was like, ugh, do we have to do that? But then again, it's like, dude, you're watching a Scream movie. You're not watching the Powerpuff Girls. You're watching Scream. So I'm like, yeah, very brutal opening and very brutal movie overall. But given that in the last movie, can I reach it? Can I reach this shit? Can I reach this shit? I can reach it. See? In the last movie, we didn't have Neve Campbell. They leaned a bit too much into this one who said stuff or whatever. And I don't think she said anything too bad, but I think they didn't like her talking, so they kind of fired her from Scream. And then to her credit, Wednesday Addams here, I forget her name as well. Jenna Ortega. How did I forget Jenna Ortega's name? Yeah, how did I forget her name? But what's the other one? Melissa Barrera. Yeah, Melissa Barrera, I don't think said anything too bad, but you know, Wednesday Addams in all her power stood up and said, no, you're firing her, you're firing me too. I'm going as well. I'll go and make Wednesday Addams with Tim. But we didn't have Neve Campbell in the last movie. And it was noticeable that she wasn't in the last movie. Like, you don't realize how much Scream needs Neve Campbell until she's not in the movie. And then it's like, ugh. I mean, yeah, I understand the mentality of, okay, maybe we don't need Neve Campbell. Maybe it can be done without Neve Campbell. Can we just try it? But then you see it, and it's like, yes, it's a respectable movie. I did enjoy Scream 6. I very much did enjoy Scream 6. But it's not with Neve Campbell. And also, why did they kill off Dewey in number 5? I don't understand why they had to kill off Dewey. They should have kept Dewey around. Although, you know, there is a little homage scene in there to Dewey. There's a little nice Easter egg, if you will. And also, I liked the Stu tie-in, although at the end we find out that it's not Stu. Sorry, that's the big spoiler of this video. We find out it's not Stu. But I wanted Stu Macker to be the killer. I think it would have been a bigger fan service if they had Stu be the killer. Have it be like the thing that everyone speculated on since the beginning of the franchise, be it like, yep, Stu is the killer. I did like the whole AI lean-in, but they should have had Stu. They really should have had Stu. It would have been nice to be like, okay, he is alive. How did he survive the house? And then you could have had that end dialogue of like, Sid going back to the beginning. Although it would change the foundation of Scream with that. But as Sydney said, you always aim for the head. All we know is that Stu had a TV dropped on his head. It would have been nice to see that played out and have Stu come back in a proper alive role. But even then, I just liked seeing oh, what's his name? Stu. Oh, it's on the top of my head too. Stu's name. What is it? I forget his name because he plays Scooby-Doo as well. Matthew Lillard. How did I forget Matthew Lillard? It was just brilliant to have Matthew Lillard back in a Scream movie. And the mechanisms were still there. I really don't have a thing for you, Sid. And then, like, you could just see him loving it. And I love that concept of, like, if they had just stuck with that concept of, we know who the killer is from the beginning of the movie, I'm not hiding anymore, that would have been brilliant. Because that's the one thing we haven't seen with a Scream movie. We know who the killer is. We know from the offset who it is. And that makes it more engaging. And now, given we thought we know who it was, obviously we find out later it's not the killer and that he's dead somewhere or whatever, but it would have been more brilliant to see, like, Stu kind of come back and have his moment. And then it's the whole question of, like, Billy Loomis came back as a ghost, and yes, this is kind of like a ghost of Matthew Lillard in Stu Macker. But I felt it was a good movie. And as I said, there is a little Easter egg in there about Scream Queen, about I'm too old to be a Scream Queen or final girl. F you. Like, that's kind of like so Nev Campbell. Like, I just loved hearing that line. Like, I cracked up hearing that. I was like, she's back. The Scream movie is, the person who made Scream is back in Scream. And yes, Dewey made Scream as much, and Courtney Cox made Scream as much. But as dust flies past the camera, I just love seeing, like, something done right. Now, obviously, it focuses on her daughter and this whole mechanism of, like, Nev Campbell, Sydney not talking about what happened to her over time, the attempts on her through Ghostface. But you find out, like, later on, there's a reason for that. And the name of her daughter is Tatum, who, if you know, you know. And then we find out the reasoning behind that. And it's significant. We understand now. The only person, like, it's like rebooting Star Trek. When they did the reboot of Star Trek, the 3 movies in the 2000s. The only person who could reset that timeline accurately was Leonard Nimoy. And yes, we had Sydney in Scream 5, but then not having her in Scream 6 was a mistake. And in all fairness, it's kind of better that we didn't have her in Scream 6, because I feel like they would have probably tried to kill her off. But it's like Jamie Lee Curtis being back in Halloween. I know a lot of people love Halloween. And Jamie Lee Curtis is Halloween to a lot of people. And I think this is a good sign. I think it's good that to have Scream with the Scream Queen in it, because she is the Queen of Scream. It is her movie. Nev Campbell is, to me, the modern Jamie Lee Curtis, or the modern Sigourney Weaver, or the modern Sarah Connor. We talk about women in Hollywood. Why kill her off? There's your leading lady. And you can create more of those movies. Like Jenna Ortega. She doesn't need to do Scream movies. She's got Wednesday Addams. Wednesday Addams is massive. And that's the thing, like, everyone's going to land better off. And I do want Melissa to land better off as well. I want her to land better off because, yes, she did speak. She had to go through a bit of stuff. And yes, that was terrible what happened to her, like in terms of her career. But I feel like she bounce back. And in fairness, I know Jonathan Majors is doing a new movie. And you know what? He's done his time, I feel. I don't know exactly what happened. I wasn't following the court case. Some people may say he can never come back. I want to see a Jonathan Majors come back. I want to see what he does. I'm interested. I'm engaged. People like a comeback story. It's why Rocky is so brilliant. I mean, I think we want to see the comeback. We want to see the hero. It's like old school wrestling. I got on a Roman Reigns shirt. We want to see Return of the Jedi, We want to see Return of the Jedi. We want to see the come around, the full circle moments. But, good guy and bad guy. We want to see a comeback, an underdog win. We want to see, yes, win at WrestleMania. We want to see, I mean, we don't talk about WrestleMania 20 anymore for a good reason. But, I think we all want to see an underdog win. And like Rocky shows, we want to see the underdog. We want to see Neve Campbell because she's the ultimate underdog in Scream. She's always targeted. We know at the end of the day, she's probably going to win, but it's like the Undertaker's streak. Just because you could have ended the Undertaker's streak doesn't mean you should have. And it's like that with Neve Campbell. Just because she could be a victim of Ghostface doesn't mean she should ever be a victim of Ghostface. And even then, I feel like Dewey shouldn't have been cut off. I feel like Randy shouldn't have been cut off in Scream 2. Imagine how much great content we could have had with Jamie Kennedy playing Randy. Although now we've got Randy's like stepkids or whatever in there, or like his niece and nephews. But we should have had more. And that's the thing. Killing people for the shock value, I get it. But it's a Scream movie. It doesn't have to be like anything so artful. A lot of people are there to see a Ghostface, two Ghostface, because that's a trope now. I would like to see it go back to one ghost, or it never was one Ghostface. But I'd like to see the trope of one Ghostface. It should have been Matthew Lillard. It should have just been one Ghostface, but he's inspiring others to go after Sid. And then the final boss, you know, have the final boss. And that's what I think. But I really enjoyed Scream 7. I really enjoyed Scream 7. I want to see more from this franchise. I want to see more of that development between Sydney and her daughter Tatum. I want to see more of that develop over movies. And as I said, I'm being purposely vague not to mention who the killers are. I'm being purposely vague, just in case you do sit through this and you still intend to be like, okay, I want to see Scream 7, but I don't really care if they spoil me. No, I'm going to let you go and experience it. Who is the killer? If it's not Stu Macker, then who is it? But yeah, as I said, I think the killer was done brilliantly. You don't suspect it. You'll never see it coming. You might see it coming, but I think most people won't see it coming. But yeah, quite a good movie. I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's all my thoughts on Scream 7. Let me know what you thought. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, and hype the channel. Go follow my Instagram, Jamie Toomey Presents. Go and follow my Twitch channel that I'm probably going to do stuff on, Jamie Toomey Presents as well. And yeah, I'll put a couple of end screens right here and here. Choose either or. I don't care. Whatever one you think's best. Let's do a quick little thumbnail to end the video. I'll go like these. And yeah, you can watch both of those videos. The thumbnail will be covered by end screens. And yeah, let me know what you thought, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.